Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Plantain Boss KE, and today I'll be taking you through how to dig the perfect hole for your plantain. Stay tuned and learn with me. Cheers. In this step, we determine the spaces between the plantain plant and the space between the first and second hole. As seen, we are aiming at 2.5 feet spacing between hole 1 and hole 2 and 6 feet spacing between the plant centers. Thereafter, we determine the 4-foot squared spacing of each hole and mark accordingly. The soil here is mostly black cotton. When it is dry, it becomes extremely hard and cracks. When it is wet, it turns sticky and very heavy, making it difficult to work with in either condition. But in this area, there's an even bigger challenge: rocks just beneath the surface. For plantains, the recommended hole depth is about 4 feet to allow the roots enough space to grow and support good drainage and stability. However, in this particular region, we can only dig up to 2.5 feet. Beyond that, we hit solid rock. Digging any deeper takes too much time and energy, unless now you have machinery which isn't practical for small or medium scale farmers. So we stop at 2.5 feet and make the most of that space. We also need to be well equipped with a strong mattock which is essential to survive the soil and rock. Furthermore, we need gumboots, which is a must to protect our legs from sharp rocks and insects like earthworms. This shows how important it is to understand your soil, and you may not always get the ideal conditions, but with the right tools and the right approach, you can still get good results by adapting to your environment. Since the rock is too strong, we take turns to deepen the hole with the cameraman. One important step when planting plantains, especially in dry or rocky areas, is using underground mulch. Underground mulch simply means placing organic material like dry grass and banana leaves at the bottom of the planting hole before adding soil and compost. The purpose of this mulch is to improve moisture retention and act like a sponge, holding water during the dry season and slowly releasing it to the roots over time. It also breaks down slowly and adds organic matter to the soil, improving soil fertility and structure over time. In rocky or shallow soils where digging is limited, like here, underground mulch helps create a better environment for the plant roots without needing to dig a deeper hole. Once the hole is ready, the next step is to prepare the soil mix. We start by combining the topsoil that was dug with dried manure. Dried manure is a great source of nutrients as it improves the soil fertility, boosts root development, and helps the plant establish faster. We use dried manure instead of fresh because fresh manure can burn the young roots or release too much heat as it breaks down. The goal is to mix the soil and manure evenly and ensure the nutrients are spread out. Now that the hole is ready and the soil is well mixed, it is time to plant our sucker. We place the sucker upright in the center of the hole, making sure it stands straight and firm. Then we gently cover the roots with the soil manure mixture, pressing it down lightly to remove any air pockets. Be careful not to bury this entire stem, as the base of the sucker should remain just above ground level. The key here is to handle the sucker gently while avoiding damaging the roots or bruising the stem, so the plant can settle and start growing without stress. Once the sucker is planted, we level the topsoil around it and give it a little water if the soil is dry. Once the sucker is planted, we level the topsoil around it and give it water. With proper care, this is where strong and healthy growth begins.
Ngoja.
After planting and drenching the sucker with water, the last step is to apply mulch on the surface. We use dried materials like grass and banana leaves to cover the base of the plant. This mulch helps retain moisture in the soil by reducing evaporation and also protects the soil from direct sunlight and pests. As the mulch breaks down over time, it adds organic matter to the soil, which improves fertility and structure. We make sure the soil doesn't touch the stem directly. We leave a small space around the base to prevent rotting or pests. With this final layer, the plantain sucker is well protected and set up for strong and healthy growth. And here is a wag of approval from our resident supervisor. And that's a full process, from taking in measurements, digging the hole, adding underground mulch, mixing in manure, planting the sucker, drenching and finishing off with the surface mulch. As you've seen, plantain farming requires patience, the right techniques, and understanding your soil conditions. Even if the land is dry, rocky or not ideal, with the right steps you can still give your plantains a strong start. Farming is about working smart with what you have, and when you prepare your planting holes the right way, you set yourself up for a healthy, productive harvest.
If you enjoyed this video, like, share and subscribe. See you in another video.